Welcome everyone. Today we're happy and most privileged to welcome to our school one of the world's most popular authors, the best-selling author of the fantastically funny Wimpy Kid. It's the Wimpy Kid series, so we have with us Mr. Jeff Kinney. Jeff, if you allow me to call you like that, is the man who brought the world of Greg Jeffrey to life. Even the most reluctant readers, once they start reading his books, they cannot put them down, believe me. Jeff Kinney wrote 13 books in the series of the Wimpy Kid, and this is his 14th, so it has just come out. It's The Wrecking Ball, which is the Kakos Chamos in Greek, by Psychogos Publications, whom we would like to thank for the opportunity they have given us to have Jeff with us today. Jeff, our students from 6th grade and 7th grade, primary and elementary and junior high school, have prepared something for you today. We hope you will enjoy it. So children, let's get to know Jeff. What do you say?
Today we welcome Mr. Jeff Kinney, the well-known author of Diary of Wimpy Kid series and more. Mr. Kinney was born on February 19th in 1971 in the United States of America. He grew up in Fort Washington, Maryland. We all know he's the author of Diary of Wimpy Kid, but did you all know that he's also a cartoonist, a game designer, and a producer? In a nutshell, he is very multi-talented. Mr. Kinney went to Bishop M.K. Namara High School and studied at the University of Maryland. There he created his first cartoon called Ikdu. He began to write Diary of Wimpy Kid in 1998, but didn't get it published until almost 10 years later in 2007. That was just the first of many, many more stories about our favorite hero, Greg Heffley, the Wimpy Kid.
Through his famous character, Greg Heffley, Mr. Kinney has managed to bring tears of laughter to many young children, as well as adults. Let's see some fun facts about Mr. Kinney. He created PopTropica.com, which is a website for kids. He's still a kid at heart, and his favorite sandwich is peanut butter and jelly. His favorite song is Brownsville Girl by Bob Dylan. And, like many of us in the audience, his favorite game is Mario Kart series. And, again, like many of us in the audience, he didn't keep a diary when he was young, but today he keeps a journal. He also has 2 sons named Will and Grant. Today, he and his wife Julie own a bookstore called Unlikely Stories in Massachusetts. Mr. Kinney has accomplished a lot in his life so far. His Diary of a Wimpy Kid series has sold over 75 million copies, and what is more amazing is that he has been named as one of the 100 influential people of the world. And because of this, it is fair to say that there is true in his famous quote, "I am basically the best person I know." It is an honor to have you here with us today.
Thank you, Joe. Mr. Kinney, you are the best person you know, but because we know your books a little bit better, let us have the primary school children bring some of your characters to life.
Lately, Mom's been giving me tips on how to make new friends at school. I think her heart is in the right place, but the advice she gives me would never work with kids my age. For example, Mom said that if I'm just really nice to everyone I meet, then the word will spread, and I'll become the most popular kid at school in no time.
Have you heard how nice Greg Heffley is?
I heard he was nice too.
It's all true.
Maybe that kind of stuff worked when Mom was growing up. The kids aren't like that anymore. I keep telling Mom that nowadays, popularity is based on like what kinds of clothes you wear and what kind of cell phone you have, but she doesn't want to hear it.
At school, there is this big push to encourage positive reinforcement, so they started taking down all the anti-bullying posters in the hallways because they don't fit in with the new theme.
Hey bullies, we're watching you. Like bullying? Hope you like prison. Stomp out, bullying.
Now, instead of punishing kids for acting mean to each other, they're rewarding kids for being nice. The basic idea is that if a teacher catches you being kind to another kid, you get a hero point.
Whoops, aha.
If you get a certain number of hero points, you can turn them into prizes, like extra recess time.
You've earned 1 hero point. Turn in your hero points at the front office for prizes.
And the homeroom that gets the most hero points gets a day off from school in June.
I actually thought it was a pretty decent idea, but of course, people always have to go and mess things up. Right away, kids realized they didn't actually have to do good deeds to get hero points. They just started faking good deeds whenever the teachers were around.
Let me help you with this book, Anthony. Why, thank you, Peter.
Hero points were printed on sheets of 10, and teachers tear off one when they want to reward a kid. Eric Glick got his hands on one of his sheets and photocopied it. So after that, there were all these counterfeit hero points going around school. Eric started selling them for 25 cents a point. But then other kids realized they could make copies too. And after that, there were so many hero points going around that you could buy 100 for a quarter. The teachers got suspicious when the worst kids in our class started turning in tons of hero points for extra recess.
So the school invalidated all the hero points printed on white paper and created a whole new batch on green paper. But it didn't take long for people to start making copies on green paper, and the whole thing started all over again. Every time the school changed the color of the paper, there would be fakes made within 24 hours. Finally, the school started punishing kids who turned in more than 5 hero points at a time because the teacher saw that as proof they were counterfeit. But that wasn't fair either. Marcel Templeton, one of the nicest kids in our class, got put in detention for the rest of the month even though he earned his 35 hero points legitimately. Eventually, the janitor busted one of the main counterfeit operations when he walked into an empty science room that kids were using as their base.
The school canceled the whole hero points program after that, which stinks, because now the extra recess off the table,
Nobody's willing to do anything nice.
Nice? There are a lot of nice things in life, like Thanksgiving and Christmas. Holidays, what else?
Most people look forward to the holidays, but the stretch between Thanksgiving and Christmas just makes me a nervous wreck. If you make a mistake in the first 11 months of the year, it's no big deal. But if you make a mistake during the holiday season, you're going to pay for it. It's too much pressure to be on your best behavior for a whole month. The most I can really handle is 6 or 7 days in a row. So if they move Thanksgiving to the week before Christmas, it would be fine by me. Kids whose families don't celebrate Christmas are lucky because they don't have to stress out whenever they do something wrong at this time of year. In fact, I have a few friends in that category who I think act a little extra jerky around now because they just can. The thing that really makes me nervous is this whole Santa issue. The fact that he can see you when you're sleeping and knows when you're awake really creeps me out. So, I have started wearing sweatpants to bed because I really don't need Santa seeing me in my underwear. I'm not really convinced that Santa has the time to keep an eye on you 24 hours a day anyway. I figure he can only check in on each kid once or twice a year for a few seconds. And with my luck, that happens at the most embarrassing moments. If Santa really does see everything you do, then I could be in trouble. So, when I write to him, I don't say what I want for Christmas and all that. I use my letters to myself in the best possible light. Dear Santa, I did not throw a crab apple at Mrs. Taylor's cat, even though it might have looked like that from a distance. Sincerely, Greg Heffy. Then, there's this naughty or nice list they're always talking about. You hear about it, but you never actually get to see it. So it's up to grown-ups to tell you where you stand at any given moment. If you help me with these groceries, I'll bet it will make just enough to make Santa's nice list. And something about that just doesn't seem right. I kind of wonder how accurate this list is anyway. There's this kid named Jared Pyle who lives up the street from me. And if there is anyone who deserves to be on the naughty list, it's him. But last year, he got a dirt bike for Christmas. So don't even ask me what Santa was thinking on that one. It's not just Santa I've got to worry about either. When Mom was going through some old boxes, she found a handmade doll from her childhood. Mom said that this doll is called Santa Scout, and that his job is to report how kids behave and then report back to Santa and the North Pole. Well, I am not really a fan of that idea. First of all, I think you have a right to privacy in your own home. And second, Santa Scout gives me the willies. I don't really buy the idea that this doll is feeding Santa information. But just in case, I try to be extra good whenever I'm in the same room as Santa Scout.
May I clear everyone's plate?
Why? How thoughtful of you. But it really doesn't matter anyway, because my older brother Roderick is constantly feeding Santa Scout about me. I, Gret Heffley, took a $20 bill out of my mother's purse. Every morning when I wake up, Santa Scout is in a new place, which I guess is supposed to prove that he traveled to the North Pole overnight. But I'm starting to wonder if it's really Roderick who moves in. So, guys, listen here. You better be good, because Santa may just be watching. Thank you.
I'd hate to be him.
Why doesn't anybody like me?
Greg? Greg?
Greg?
Greg?
Greg? What? What are you doing? Get up. Mom and Dad have been calling you for an hour. You're about to be late for your first day of middle school.
What? Oh, geez. How did that happen?
Go, go, go. Mom's about to flip out. She sent me to get you while she waits in the car.
Greg? Greg, what are you doing up this early? What's going on?
Getting ready for school?
Are you insane? School doesn't start till next week.
It was Roger. He woke me up. He changed my clock.
Roderick's sleeping.
But I swear, he was just...
Go to bed.
Okay, first of all, let me get something straight. This is a journal, not a diary. Yeah, I know what it says on the cover. But when my mom went out to buy this thing, I specifically told her not to buy one that said diary on it. This just proves my mom doesn't understand anything about kids my age. And the only reason I agreed to write in this thing is because when I'll be rich, famous, I'll have better things to do with my time than answer people's stupid questions all day long.
Gregory, tell us about your childhood.
Were you always so smart and handsome?
Here's my journal. Now shh, shh.
That's my boy up there. Why did I ever say no to him? That's my boy up there. Why?
Mom got me this thing so I could write down my feelings about starting middle school. Let's see, I'm gonna be fine.
That's my boy.
It's my best friend, Raul Jefferson, I'm really worried about. He's definitely not middle school ready, and he's not quite clear on the concept of growing up.
I want a kitty, a puppy, a double machine.
But anyway, this is about me, not Raul. I always figured they'd make a movie about my life. But I didn't think they'd start here. Because, honestly, who wants to see a movie about a kid stuck in middle school with a bunch of morons?
Mom asked me to give you some advice about middle school. It's real simple. Don't talk to anyone. Don't look at anyone. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't sit down.
Don't sit down.
Don't raise your hand.
Don't raise your hand.
Don't go to the bathroom.
Don't go to the bathroom.
Don't get noticed.
Don't get noticed.
Don't choose the wrong locker.
Don't choose the wrong locker.
Don't. Who am I kidding? You'll be dead or homeschooled by the end of this year anyway.
Stop it! Mom! I think middle school may be the dumbest idea ever invented. Thank God there are at least a few normal people, or this place would be a total freak show. See, if you're as discriminating as I am, it can be tough. to figure out where to sit down on your first day of middle school. One bad move and you're stuck next to some idiot for the rest of the year.
This place is an intellectual wasteland, but, you know, it's nice to meet someone more interested in his mind and not in his body. Because it all starts in middle school, you know. You're not a kid anymore. The cuddling has stopped. Kids are now separated by intelligence. The weak are picked on, and girls you've known since kindergarten won't even talk to you anymore. Hi, I'm Edge.
Great story. I'm gonna go now.
You should sign up for the school paper, or the voice of the people. Well, the people are mostly idiots. So I guess, technically speaking, we're the voice of the people making fun of the people.
Well, thanks, but I can't be on the paper because I'm gonna be in the paper a lot. So that would just be a conflict of interest.
You're the people. Got it.
Greg, what'd you get for Christmas?
My dad got me a weightlifting set.
We're gonna take a family trip to New York City for New Year's Eve.
Do you know how many video games I could have gotten instead? I had to get it out of there before he expected me to, use it. But anyway, wanna play some Twisted Wizard 2 at your house?
Probably not a good idea. My dad's still annoyed at you.
For what?
Remember that secret language we made up last week? Your paw, dad paw, smells paw, like a woman paw? I think he cracked our code. Let's just do something outside.
They go outside to play. Greg breaks Rowley's hand. Everybody at school starts sympathizing with Rowley. Rowley becomes lovable. Rowley becomes famous.
Rowley started eating at an actual table because of something I did. Where's my credit?
You know what, Greg? You're not a good friend.
How could you even say that? I'm a great friend.
If you were a good friend, you only care about yourself. You hate my cartoons, you make fun of my clothes, you disrespect me, you broke my hand and you didn't even seem sorry.
That broken hand was the best thing that ever happened to you.
Don't call me. Don't come by my house. We're done.
One day, middle school will end and become high school. And after that, it just becomes life. And the things you think are important now won't be anymore. Apart from friends. Best friends. Real friends. What does it mean to be a friend? What does it mean to be a friend?
The friend. A friend is someone who respects you, protects you, understands you, loves you, trusts you, accepts you the way you are, and is there for you no matter what. A friend is the one who's happy when you're happy, and who is sad when you're sad. A friend is the one who's always truthful and honest with you. A friend would never say something bad behind your back.
Would never say something bad.
And of course, a friend would never want to hurt you.
Would never want to hurt you.
But sometimes, well, sometimes a friend can hurt you. In this case, a friend can continue to be your friend only if he or she say honestly and deeply.
Say what?
I'm sorry, Rowley. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. You are my best friend.
It's okay, Greg. I forgive you. You're my best friend too.
Wanna go outside and play?
Yes. Let's go.
Well, aren't we lucky? Mr. Jeff, who's traveled all over the world, is with us today. Mr. Jeff, would you please come up with us? And first of all, I want to know about Mr. Jeff's class.
Hi everyone, how are you doing today? Good, I hear that you can understand English. Thank you so much, that was an awesome presentation. Let's give it up one more time for everybody who acted that out. So yes, I've been very lucky. I've gotten to travel all over the world. This is my second time in Greece. And we actually made a video to show my travels so far. Do you mind if I show that before we get started? Yeah. Okay, great.
We have a present for you. It's a custom shirt.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for coming to our school.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. What a gift. Awesome. Okay. So, thank you very much for watching that video, and thank you again for having me to your school. I've never been to a school in Greece, so this is a big deal for me. So I've been traveling around the world for about 12 years, and I realized last year that I just keep giving the same speech again and again, the story of how I became an author. So today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I would like to do a show. Is that okay? All right, let's see. Let's see if we can get this going. All right. We are going to have a show. There we go. Now we just need noise. There we go. Okay, excellent. We are going to have a show. Now, before we get started with the show, I need to talk about how the show might end. So, here we go. These are the ways that the show might end. Number one, if a kid cries, I think we have to end the show. That would be sad. Number two, if somebody gets hurt, that would be sad too. This one's important. Number three, if Jeff cries. If I cry, I think the show is going to have to be end to end. And also, if we hear this sound, we have to end the show because we're out of time, right? So wherever we are in the show, if we hear that sound, we're going to end the show. So let's see how we're going to build this show. We're going to build it together. We are going to use a wheel. So everything is actually going to be randomized. Let's command click on that. Okay, here we go. Let's look at the different things that could happen in our show. We could do a dumpster dive and go through those trash cans looking for stuff. I could tell you my story. Up here we could do a build battle. Over here we'll draw together. Over here we'll do a question and answer. Here we'll do a trivia challenge. Here we'll have a dance break. That sounds weird. Okay, and if we land there, Manny's going to tear it all down. Are you guys ready to give the wheel a spin? Yeah! Okay, here we go. We're going to give it a spin. See where we land. And... okay. Question and answer. Usually, you guys have had a lot of authors here before, right? So usually what happens is an author gives a speech and then takes questions at the end. We're going to do things a little bit differently here. We're going to put the question and answer right up front. How many of you have read a Diary of a Wimpy Kid book before? Some. Okay, a good number. Okay, how many of you have a question for me? Just a few. Okay, if you have a question for me and I point to you, why don't you come up on stage? Okay, right here. Come on up. Right here. And I got the boy in the red shirt up there. Yes. And somebody in a pink shirt right there. And come on up. Why don't you go this way? Come up on stage, and you too. All right. So, you can ask me anything you want, okay? But there's one rule, is that if you ask me a question that I've heard before, something bad's going to happen. It's going to make Rowley cry, right? Let's take a look. Oh, let's go backwards, Shaylin. Okay, and yeah, it'll make Rowley cry. Let's see that again. You don't want Rowley to cry, right? So, let's see if she asks me a question I've never heard before. Okay, what's your name?
My name is Effie.
Okay, Effie.
My question is that, why did you write this book and not something else?
Why did I write this book and not something else? I've never been asked that question before. I wanted to write a realistic story about my own life. So everything that happened in Diary of a Wimpy Kid kind of happened to me in real life. That's a good question. Thank you very much.
Konstantinos. So why did your book get published like 7 years later?
Why did my book get published so many years later? It took me actually 8 years to work on Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and it took me a whole another year to get it published. So from the time I started till the time I was done, it was actually 9 years. It just took a long time for me to write it. Thank you very much. All right.
My name is Sophia. I just wanted to say welcome to Greece again. It's my favorite book series. And my question, when you were in middle school, did you do similar things as Greg did?
Good question. I haven't been asked that question before. So you didn't make Rowley cry. Do you want to see him cry anyway? Yeah, I think, yeah, he's going to cry one more time. Okay. Yeah, a lot of the things that happened to me in middle school happened to Greg as well. So that's a really good question. I hope your middle school isn't going as poorly as Greg's, right? Thank you very much.
My name is Christopheros, big fan. So what inspires you? How do you come up with these ideas?
Okay, that will make Rowley cry, and that's okay, that's okay. What inspired me? It's my everyday experiences, just the things that happen to me every day, I put into a fiction blender, and then they come out as books. Thank you very much.
My name is Andonis. What did you think when you published it that it would get so famous?
I'm very surprised that the books got so famous, especially because I write my books in this small town in Massachusetts, and then kids in Greece are reading it. It's so crazy to me. It would be like if you wrote a book in your home and then kids in Turkey and the US and Japan were reading it. It's so crazy to me. That's a great question. Thank you.
So, Mr. Kinney, firstly, it's a pleasure to have you in our school.
Thank you.
We saw before in the presentation that you're multi-talented, but if you had a chance to choose one of your talents between all of your talents, which one would you choose? I mean, like, could you live without writing or without sketching?
I think that if I could only have one talent, it would be to be a good cartoonist. That's what I always wanted to become. So, great question.
Hello, my name is Olga, and I have a question for you. So, growing up, your books were the only ones that I could finish in just a day and still want to read more. So, my question is that this is actually true for many more children. And in 2019, where every child is stuck with a phone or a computer, how do you feel about this superpower that you have to get kids into reading, and how do you actually control this?
Thank you, and I've definitely never been asked that question before. I feel really lucky. I feel like reading should be fun for kids, for grown-ups too. And I think when somebody opens one of my books, they look like fun, they don't look like work. So I think it's just really important to read what you're interested in, and especially to read funny stuff. So thank you very much. Great question. Thank you. Okay, now we are back to the wheel. We only made Rowley cry once or twice. Okay, we are going to give it another spin. Here we go. And drawing with Jeff. Okay, this is going to be fun. How many of you have ever tried to draw a cartoon character before? Have any of you ever tried to draw Greg Heffley? Okay, good number. So I'm going to show you how I draw Greg on this piece of paper. Could you let... Okay, in your shadows, get it on that. Okay, there we go. So, now you guys all have pieces of paper in your hand. If you want to draw along with me, you can on your paper. So, I always start with the eyes. That tells me how big the head is going to be. And my next step is to draw the nose. I start right underneath one of the eyes. And then the head. Okay, so the head is really hard because it's almost a perfect circle, and it's really easy to mess that up. It's hard for me to draw a perfect head. Okay, here's an ear. So Greg only has like 9 lines in his face. He's a very, very simple cartoon character. Now, he's a wimpy kid, so he's not very strong. So he's sort of bent over a little bit. He's curved, actually. So if you're ever trying to draw Greg, you have to draw him with a bit of a curve, right? In fact, he's almost shaped like a banana. So in some parts of the world, he's not called Greg Heffley. It's called Diary of a Banana. right? Okay, now Greg has a really simple hand too. He's only got 1 thumb and 3 fingers. All right? Now Greg curves inwards and he curves back outwards. Here are his legs. Okay. And then Greg has these big cartoon shoes that hold him up. There we go, and that's how I draw Greg Heffley. Now, I'd like to draw with a kid up here. Who would like to draw? You put your hand up fast. Come on up here. All right, here he comes. I think there's a glare. So let's turn it a little bit. Then you hold these. There we go. Okay, what's your name? Okay, so I'm going to draw Manny Heffley, right? You come over here. I'm going to draw Manny. This is Greg's brother, okay? So, just like Greg, I draw the 2 eyes. And why don't you move aside a little bit so they can see? Okay. And then a long nose, right? And then he's got a really long mouth as well. He's got big teeth. And he's got a skinny neck. Here's his ear. And then his head is just like Greg Heffley's. So I would love for you to draw Manny right there. Okay, let's see how you do. Oh, you can draw, actually, just his head, just like that. Yeah, okay. He draws his nose and a mouth. And he drew him with really long teeth. He's almost like a vampire. This is really good. Excellent. And 1, 2, 3 hairs. I like your version of Manny better than mine. Let's give it up for this guy. Thank you very much. All right. And that is the end of drawing with Jeff. So if you guys want to practice on your paper, that would be cool. So let's advance. Here we go. We're going to give this wheel another spin. Here we go. And where are we going to land? We are going to land on dumpster dive. Okay, I see your hand is up already. Do you want to come up here? Okay. In the new book, this is your chance. Come on up. In the new book, come on up. Yeah? In the new book, Greg gets a dumpster in his front yard, trash, right? And he throws away some of his favorite items. What's your name? Nice to meet you. So your job is to find Greg's missing items. Now, in the audience, you can play along because you have a bingo sheet, right? So when you see an item on the screen, you need to look for it in here, okay? Look for it in the trash can, right? It's not dirty, don't worry. And when you see the item on the screen, mark it off on your bingo card. Are you ready to begin? Here we go. The first item is an egg. Can you find Rowley's egg? It's somewhere in there. Where is that egg? Oh gosh, that's terrifying. Keep looking for the egg. Is the egg, oh, there it is. She finds the egg. Excellent job. Okay, next item is Baby Alfredo. Did you see a baby doll? I think you saw it. She finds the baby doll. Excellent job. Okay, next item is a diary. Can you find the diary? Can you find, she finds the diary. Excellent. Next item is a piece of cheese, a gross piece of cheese. She finds, this is the cheese. This is the cheese, yes. The next item is a blanket. That's Vanny's blanket right there, the giant blanket. Yes, she gets another point. And the next item is a video game controller. Do you see it anywhere? You're finding everything. She's finding everything. The next item is a dog bowl. Do you see a dog bowl anywhere? She finds the dog bowl, excellent. And a turtle. Do you see a turtle? Yes, she finds the turtle. You're catching up. And a reading is fun banner. Did you see that anywhere? I hear bingo. Reading is fun, excellent. And okay, I think you're the winner. You got more things, okay? And I think you get a prize. Did anybody get every single item? Did anybody, you think you got every item? Maybe? Okay, if you got every single item, make sure you talk to somebody in a yellow vest. All right. Congratulations to our winner. We are going back to the wheel. What do we have left? 5 items. Here we go. Okay, we're giving it a spin and... okay. The story of my life. Now, I used to have a really long speech. I would talk for about 45 minutes. But today, I'm going to make this very, very quick. I'm going to tell you how I became an author, and I'm going to use books to do it. When I was a kid, I grew up in a house full of books. I read books by Judy Blume. I read books of poetry by a very scary-looking author named Shel Silverstein. I read comic books. Is Donald Duck popular here in Greece? Okay. I read comic books. I read comic strips, right? And I decided to create my own cartoon character whose name was Igdu. Unfortunately, nobody liked my work, so I got lots and lots of rejection letters. So, at the time I was in my 20s, I was keeping a journal of my own, and here's what they look like inside. It was a lot of text and cartoon drawings. And I got this idea. I said, hey, maybe I could write a story about this kid named Greg Heffley. And Greg Heffley is a kid who said, I'm pretty much one of the best people I know. I didn't say that. Greg Heffley said that. So I decided to write a story about Greg Heffley. I got a blank journal. I started writing down every funny thing that happened to me as a kid growing up. It took me 4 years to fill up that journal, and another 4 years to write the first draft of Wimpy Kid. I took it to something called New York Comic Con, where I met an editor who liked what I wrote. 1 year later, the first Diary of a Wimpy Kid book came out, and with the money that we got from the books, my wife and I built a bookstore in our town of Plainville, Massachusetts. And that is the story of my life in books. Okay. Okay, I think we're back to the wheel. Are we okay? No, back. Okay, back to the wheel. Here we go, we're gonna give it a spin. And where did we land? Dance off. Okay. Now, put your hands down for a moment. It looks like there are a lot of kids who want to be in a dance competition. However, what I would really like to do is to find some teachers who would like to dance. Now, we do have a prize. We have a prize. Okay, everybody. Everybody needs to be quiet for a second. Quiet. We have a prize. The winning teacher will get a full box set of Wimpy Kid books, all of the books, in hardcover. Are there any teachers who would like to be in this competition? Or is it going to be all kids? She doesn't want to go. Okay, it's going to be, put your hands down, it's going to be kids. It's going to be kids instead. Who wants to be in a dance competition? Yes, right there. Yep. Okay, right there. Okay. I'll get you with the red shirt again, yes, okay? And that guy over there, come on down. You. All right, we've got our contestant. Why don't you tell us your name?
Brody. George. Constantinos.
Great. And we have 2 kids coming. Does he want to be in it? Yes? No? He doesn't want to be in it. Okay. And you in the back. Come on up here. Okay. Okay, we're going to want to make sure that music is nice and loud when it plays. Okay. All right, spread out across the stage. Both of you too. Okay, excellent. We have all of our contestants. Now, whoever wins gets a full box set of Wimpy Kid books. That's worth a lot of money. That's pretty cool. So, now, boys, a challenge for you. No Fortnite. Do you know Fortnite dances? You can do Fortnite. Are you guys ready? Okay, let's get ready. And here we go. And wait for it. Wait. Let's get the music up. Okay, wait. Wait. And now. Okay, we are going to let the audience decide. So you're going to clap. You ready? Contestant 1. Contestant 1. Contestant 2. Okay. I need to hear 1 second. I need somebody to explain this in Greek. Poppy. I need the audience to decide. I'm going to touch them on the head and then they
Θα πρέπει να χειροκροτάτε καθέναν που αγγίζει για να δούμε ποιον θα χειροκροτήσετε περισσότερο και θα είναι ο νικητής. Okay?
Okay. So, ready? Contestant 1. Pretty good. Contestant 2. Contestant 3. Contestant 4. Contestant 5. Contestant 6. Contestant 7. Contestant 8. Contestant 9. We have our winner. All right, very good, guys. Go back to your seats. Thank you very much. Okay, we're back to the wheel. There were winners and losers. Okay. Here we go. We're going to give the wheel a spin. And trivia. Okay. What I need to know, I need to wait. I need to be quiet. I need to be quiet. I need to be quiet. Quiet, quiet. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Have any of you read the Wimpy Kid books? Okay, come on up here. And you have? Okay, right here. Okay, these 2 girls are going to compete in a trivia challenge. Perfect. Okay, we have 2 young ladies. Tell me your name.
Angelina.
And your name?
Tina.
Okay, great. You are going to compete in a Wimpy Kid trivia contest. Okay? If you think you know the answer, stomp your foot. Okay. if you do know the answer. That's your buzzer. Okay, my first question. What kind of cheese is in the first book? Yes. Oops. What kind of cheese does Rowley eat in the first book?
The muddy cheese, I don't know how to say it. The smelly cheese.
The smelly cheese? I'd say Swiss cheese. We'll do another question. Okay, ready? The next question is, what kind of vehicle do the Heffleys drive in?
A van.
A van is correct. We get a point over here. Okay, excellent. Okay. How about this question? Okay. Rowley Jr. is what?
An egg.
An egg is correct. She gets a point. What is the name of the Heffleys' dog?
I don't know the word. I don't even
The answer is Sweetie is right. No points. Okay, pay very close attention. Okay, what color is the orange book?
Orange.
Orange is correct. The orange book is orange. Okay, we're playing to 3. Okay, there is a book that's called Old School in English. What color is it?
Black.
Black is correct, and we have our winner. Congratulations. You get a prize over there. I don't even know what you get, but it's pretty cool. Okay, and we're back to the wheel. We have our winner. Okay, so I think we're getting close to the end of the school day, but maybe, so I think, oh, that's the sound. Oh, that was the sound. So this is our last activity. Build battle. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Come on up. Yep. And with the black shirt. Yep. Yes. And take 2 of your friends. Take your 2 friends too. Him and him. Okay. And I need him as well. Go with him. Okay. We need 2 stools. Can we bring 2 stools? Okay, this is a building competition. The last thing we're going to do today, right there. The very last thing that we are going to do is we are going to have a building competition. Okay, we are going to see who can play under pressure. I need you too, right there, bud. Okay, you come up too. We need a 3rd person on this team. Okay, this is a competition to build the tallest sponge tower. Okay, who can build the tallest tower before the time is up? Now, whoever has the tallest standing tower at the end wins a prize. You can play together, yes. It has to be the tallest. Okay, let's get it going. Ready? And you have help. Let's get this young lady up here. She's going to help you. Okay. Are you ready? Remember, it has to be the tallest tower that's still standing. Go! Let's get the sound up. Okay, here we go. How tall can you build it without it falling? They're going 2 by 2. They're only going 1 at a time. Whoa, they knocked it over. They've got a stable one. How tall can they go without it falling? These guys are catching up. It's pretty stable. You have about 5 more seconds. You're not going to add any more? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you have to let go. And we have our winners. Very good. That's quite a big small. Now do you want to smash it? We have our winners. We've run out of time. Everyone, thank you so much. Thanks so much for having me to the school. This was really fun. A little bit crazy, but really fun. And I hope I see some of you guys tomorrow in town. Thank you very much. It was really an honor to be here. Take care.
Thank you very much. Tomorrow, let us remind that tomorrow it's 11:30, right, at Williams. Tomorrow it's 11:30. You can go and watch Jeff again and enjoy and share this wonderful experience with us. Thank you so much for having me with us. Thank you for the great experience. I'm sure that everyone is going to remember, but I think that Maria Lorna has something to tell you on behalf of the students.
Ah, Maria. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much for coming on behalf of the students. We had an incredible time. Thank you very much for creating amazing characters of our dreams and that we can travel with. We made you a special blouse. There you go. The kids made it, and we're hoping that one day you'll write some of our presentations.
We do hope that you will bring more books to us, more travels, more books, and probably a second movie. We're looking forward to it. Okay, we will be the first to watch it, believe me. Thank you so much.